Okay, go to studio. Y'all are already in the studio.
We're already in. What are you doing?
What's happening? Did she
Where
not
did
see
she
us?
go? Oh my gosh,
I feel like
restart.
we're like going through dimensions tonight.
Literally transferring into here she comes again.
Like, why can't we all be in the same place?
Something's going on. I think it's the wine.
Oh my
I love
God.
how you just have this like mysterious, like candlelit
Yeah, it's my
thing going
candelabra.
on. A fucking seance. Why is her shit still loading? She was already in.
Yeah, you were like in the whole time, and then you were like talking like we weren't there.
So now you're in. You're good.
Are we recording?
Hmm.
Welcome
Okay,
back
can we just start over?
to Two Whites and a Black. No, I'm just joking. It's Iho, duh. How's everyone doing?
Yeah,
So, you want
okay.
to know why I couldn't come at 8? So, I've never won a game of bingo ever in my life
How do you even know that?
because I've never won. Every time I play, I never win.
You
Ever.
never won bingo,
Never.
and you know that you
Never have
never.
won. Honest to God, never have
In
won a game
elementary
of bingo
school,
in my life.
It's
So we
pretty
get to
sad.
this. Yeah, I mean, it's crazy. But we get to this music bingo, and they had 4 rounds, didn't win, nothing. The last one, you had to cover the entire board, and she played 56 songs. Tell me why I get every single one of them but one. Ella May fucking booed up. I lost.
which
We
is
literally everyone in the bar. I was like, "Are you serious?"
that's
She
a
was like, "Up,
shame.
that's number 56, guys. We'll be back next year and the jackpot will be up to $70." And I was like,
And it takes a year to get up to $70.
"No, they do it every week and
Only
if you win, they just
$70?
start at 50. Nothing crazy. I'm just saying like I
Did
how?
other people win?
Some hits on here too, Jumpin' Jumpin' by Destiny's Child.
Jumping, jumping.
Yep. We got some hits on here. Hotline Bling by Drake.
It's
Um
11:30.
I knew it was gonna happen. I don't even know why I got so excited.
I don't know. It feels like you were almost there, like you almost had it, you know?
I mean, so close. Just so close. I was so sad. It was one of the best Bloody Marys I've ever had though.
You can
So,
say
did
the
they play
best of
the full
us.
songs?
Oh no, they play like it's like 20 seconds. If you don't know it, you need to Shazam it real quick because they're going. And it's just automatic. What kind of wine are you sipping on?
I don't know. It's red.
You got a speeding
I'm
ticket?
so pissed. I can't believe it. Like, I literally can't believe it. I drive this road multiple times a week, every week. I always go like 90 miles an hour. Everybody's going fast. Now, it is so my fault because Apple Maps told me twice. It's like they knew it was going to happen. Speed check reported
You're a
ahead.
lawyer.
But shit, it is what it is. Whatever. I'm going to court. I'm not paying this thing.
What are you gonna
Not
say?
guilty.
Like, how do you dispute
I'm a
a speeding
lawyer.
ticket?
I'm
On what
getting out of my
grounds?
speeding ticket, period. Boo. There's a lot of things I think you could say without like knowing actually. I would just assume that I would go in there and be like, I'm gonna ask that this is dismissed because I mean, yes, I was speeding, but I believe I was in my rights because I was trying to create distance between me and the string of semis. I don't think it's that complicated to get out of a ticket, but all I know is like I'm not paying it. And
You could use Waze and they show cops.
it's my fault. It's my bad. I'm gonna have to conduct myself differently going forward because I cannot afford
I
such
mean, you're a lawyer, so you
stupidity
can
and
do
like,
what you
oh my
do.
god, no,
L3, bitch.
I'm not a lawyer even, actually. So
Oh, three L
L3.
if I want
everybody
to.
reverses thing.
Yeah, I am the barrister.
You can do whatever.
Yeah, Barry, you're banned from the ball for sure.
The barristers did not like
You
Barry.
could
Oh,
not get in next year.
says who? Where is this coming from?
I imagine neither of you are interested in going to my
Are you
It's
just
just,
joking?
because it was so boring until
Barry,
the
you have a great
last
time
5 minutes.
anywhere you go because you don't really absorb what's actually going on half the time. The energy at that ball was super weird.
Oh, so you're saying you're not going either?
I don't know what
I'm
I'm gonna
going
do
back.
in
I will
February
be
of
back at the ball.
2025. If you go, I'll go. I'm gonna wear more comfortable heels this time, and I'm gonna make people uncomfortable or something because people just like weren't social.
No, they weren't. And I was
Yeah.
making them have to be social because I was just asking them, do you know the barrister? And I was saying that I was the barrister. And
But I
some
would
took
think that
offense.
people would think that's funny and respond, like normal interactions, like, oh, haha, this guy's fucking with me. This is a
No, they'd
party.
be
We're
like this.
laughing with strangers. But no, they couldn't communicate with people that they weren't
That's
there
what
with.
that's what I
And I don't have
assumed.
respect for that at all.
I played a game with myself where I would go and ask, are you a lawyer or are you not a lawyer? Because that's all you were. There was no in between. It was either I'm going to school or I'm here with someone going to school. It was incredible. I loved it.
Me too.
I must have just been too drunk because
I
I
love
had a
that you
blast.
loved it.
I don't think you were too drunk. I just think that you
So
view things differently.
Because I'm autistic.
I don't know. I think everyone in that room was autistic.
What's the word?
I
Typical
don't.
Barry, barristering his law.
That's the thing about the barrister.
He's so neurotypical.
It would have been a better time for you guys if I was more of a socialite, but I don't have it in me. And my roommate is the
Oh yeah, she
socialite, and she
was
was
very
just
gone.
too far
You're
Oh,
right.
gone to be of any assistance to us.
Before it even started, before we even left the building.
She left the building before we left
she
the
was
building.
Yeah.
gone.
I'm saying before we left home. So, yeah. I mean, the first time I went, it was just me and this loser I was dating at the time. So, I didn't really have a
You'll never
feel
go
of how
back.
it would be with friends. And now I've experienced it with friends, and I guess I need to get more drunk. I wouldn't say it was fun. I mean, it was something for me and my loser boyfriend to do together, but like, if we took a picture, I thought it was cute. That's about it. I mean, the ticket is expensive to not really have that much fun, but yeah, I feel like I should go. I don't know. It's just weird. It's just weird. We'll see. We'll see how y'all are feeling in February.
See what I just did there?
No, I didn't see.
Wait.
Oh, what is it?
Well, first of all, I couldn't believe that I even saw it because I was like, is this hot off the press from yesterday? It is a book that is just about her background. Who is the real
I know.
Kamala
I just
Harris?
found
I
out
have to
actually a couple
like
days ago it was Kamala.
remind myself how to say her name
What
because I
is
want
it?
to say Kamala, but
Kamala.
that's not correct.
It's not Kamala.
No, it's
I
Kamala.
found out today. Kamala.
She doesn't even claim
No.
black.
Because the name is actually Indian. Like she's Hindu. Okay, listen. Spearing delivers the first ever deep dive into Kamala Harris's hilarious and competent radical path to the vice presidency, from her tumultuous tenure as California prosecutor to the fiery interrogator in the U.S. Senate, then to her disastrous presidential campaign, and finally her calamitous. Like, how many adjectives can we possibly fit in here? First years in executive office. This is an unfettered look at the woman who is only one heartbeat away from leading the free world. I think the author's pissed because if he just waited to put this out a little bit longer, he could have included, like, he would have a more updated book, and now it's out of date and it's brand new. Right?
Eating.
I mean, it's so ridiculous because her dad was Jamaican. So, anyways, she's a little bit far removed already from the American South, like, black experience. And yet, she wasn't raised with her dad at all. So she doesn't even have his Jamaican side to go off of. And meanwhile, like when she's interviewed about her views on like weed
But yet she
legalization,
locked
she's like,
up like
"Oh, come on,
2,000.
like I'm half Jamaican." Like Basically, it was just saying like Biden shoulda, coulda, woulda replaced her when he was running again in 2024, but then that would be admitting that it was a mistake to have her as vice president back in 2020, so he had to keep going. I don't know. It's just crazy to me that at this point the Democratic Party has no viable nominee simply because this old senile bastard and his
It's like
complicit
Weekend at
wife
Bernie's.
really thought they could just like prop him
You
up
know
and be
that
like,
movie,
here
right?
he is, he's a
I haven't seen
person.
it, but my dad talks about it all the time.
Oh, I just watched it actually like recently. I
I don't
knew what it was about, but I actually just watched it. It's actually a really good movie. But these guys, like their boss, this big billionaire, he's Bernie, and he has like
I
these
can't
parties
remember.
on the weekends and he invites them because he wants to kill them because they found out like something that they thought that they were helping him. Like, oh, hey Bernie, we found this thing that your business is doing, and he makes it seem like, oh, thank you guys, you're such a help. Come over this weekend. But then Bernie gets murdered. So when they pull up, Bernie's dead. But all these people come to the parties and they just are like oblivious that Bernie is actually dead. Like all these people are like, "Oh, Bernie, like, hey, Bernie," and he's just on the couch, just dead as can
Ugh, I
be.
hate that. That's so
Oh,
gross.
it is hilarious. It is actually, man, it was hilarious.
Giving
But yeah,
American
that's
Psycho of just being
Biden equals
completely
Bernie.
out of touch with reality.
But that was so weird that you said that about him not being able to, because he would have to admit
Yeah,
that he's
yeah,
wrong,
that's
because they're
true.
already saying that Trump is trying to get rid of JD Vance.
He needs to.
But
He's
he can't get rid of him because then he would have to admit like that he was wrong, just like Biden.
It's still early enough
She
for
went, you
Trump,
realize she went
but
ghost.
at
Like,
least, well, except for the White House staff who quit. Like, there's an unprecedented
Is
oh,
amount of
Kamala?
turnover in the White House right now because they cannot deal with her. That says a lot. Yeah. And okay, I remember the reason I brought her up. Okay, this book is clearly written by a Republican, and it's just, I think, out to demonize her. Everybody probably has kind of a funny start to their political
what?
career. Basically, they're just trying to say, like, she slept her way to the top, which it does seem like that, yeah. Because she was dating a major politician in California where she was a prosecutor, and he introduced her to everybody, and he got
Mistress.
her like jobs, and meanwhile, this man was married. She was his miss from the very start. It's just crazy, but that's I guess why the book is calling her incompetent. Shit, if I could
But
sleep
you
my way to
still,
the top,
you're just,
but there's something
You
just
can
extra
still sleep your way
sinister.
to the top.
we might as well, we need to get Ashton into office.
I'm saying,
Bro.
I mean, that's been my whole thing
Yeah,
this
we're
whole
headed straight for
time.
the White
Ask
House, and that's
Ollie
kind of
P.
like
Like, she
a little bit what
knows
Idaho
that
is.
So
me.
you could actually
It's
make me Secretary of Defense.
I don't know if you're in charge of deep.
I'm bombing everything. We
so that's
love
my job,
bombs.
buddy.
Okay, you
Your
can do.
bomb. I'm gonna
Can he
ask
speak
Leviticus
English?
if he's okay with me sleeping my way to the top in Spanish.
I talked to him
He
in English.
does, but a statement like this needs to be said. You said hi, how are you? Bye.
Oh, well, he did good. Está bien.
Yeah, barely. Okay, ready? ¿Estás de acuerdo con que duerma hasta llegar a la cima?
What?
Ay, Dios. ¿Estás de acuerdo con que duerma hasta llegar a
Dude,
la
Yeah,
cima?
yes.
He said sí.
Yes. Vamos. Did he say, do you need more
But
wine? See?
no
Dude, what a
thanks.
guy. What a guy. I mean,
Yeah, actually
yeah,
I do.
dude.
Thank
Cuban Missile Crisis, anybody?
you, man. He's a classic. He's down. He's down.
Because that's like where he's from and politics all in one.
Why?
But what did you say that Ollie P, you said that's kind of what Idaho's about, is sleeping.
Idaho can be applied in multi-form.
Yeah.
It's just
I mean, it could be
about
construed that way.
being aggressive and being intentional and doing what needs to be done to get the life that you want before you. So it can include, and definitely does not exclude, doing something such as sleeping your way to the top.
And that is a great point because you have to get to that point so that you can, in fact, eat, that make the person, whoever it may be, eat their heart out.
You get it.
I find it so hard. Like when you asked us to define what does IHO mean to you, it's so hard because it applies
It's
Yeah.
in so
basically
many
just a glow
different
up in
ways
any
that
possible way that you could fathom.
you can't just
Mhm.
you can't.
It doesn't even have to be physically glowing up. Like it can literally be a state of
Yeah.
mind. Like
Yeah, it could be glowing up in completely undetectable ways where the person who you originally maybe wanted to eat their heart out is a complete non-factor.
Totally. They always end up that way. I mean, me and Ollie P have said this a million times, but every single like boy that we ever thought we wanted or thought was like so cool, too cool for us, like we got the chance.
hmm
I don't know. And it's just and then we realize we don't need you at
Yep.
all. We don't even
do you guys know about online gaming?
hmm
And then you also know like people can like talk to you while they're playing. Do you know the game Madden? Do you know what Madden is?
Football,
Yes.
right.
So,
American,
We don't
American football.
yeah, I was playing that today and I play
want
on my computer, so I did not have a headset, so I couldn't talk back to the person that I was playing. And this person had to be the most racist person I've ever encountered in real life.
What
Like,
did they say?
oh my gosh. Oh my gosh. I was like just baffled because first off, he didn't even know
Weird.
that I was black. So it was just by chance that I happened to be black. Basically, he just kept saying N word with the hard R, BITCH. So
Oh my
any
God.
oh man. So anytime I would do like if I would throw a pass and like get a touchdown.
Why did you stand for this?
Well, I mean, no, I wanted to beat him.
Did you?
I lost by
Hey,
one
why
point.
log
And
out?
Yeah, of course you did. Of course you did,
and,
because you're letting
and
him
when I
call you
lost,
that?
dude, it was
Oh,
insane. It was just crazy because like no, because I couldn't say anything back. So it was just like I'm just sitting here listening to this ignorance being spewed as I'm playing this game. And
He's
it was
talking to you.
no, I
That's
mean, but he did
crazy.
no, I mean he could it would be different if I
I
could
don't
talk
see.
back. But like he was literally talking to himself. He said, "Do us all a favor and go ahead and kill yourself." And he said, do your mother and your father a favor. And then he stopped and was like, oh, wait, you're an N word. You don't have a dad. And I was like, oh my gosh. He just kept, like, it was insane. It was crazy. What was even more fucked up was there was a kid in the room with him watching him play. So then I was like, oh
I
shit, that kid's fucked.
Wait, you could see this person?
No, I could hear the kid in the background of his mic.
Oh my
yeah.
goodness.
And he played with the Green Bay Packers, so that makes me think that he was in Wisconsin.
Yeah, he's probably from the Midwest.
Dude, I was so baffled. It was honestly more intriguing than anything.
But is that your first time hearing people online in the online gaming like say the N-word?
But that was like to the point where it was so extreme, like it just kept coming. Like he did not stop. Oh my gosh, it was so crazy. Dude, I wanted headphones so bad. I was trying to find a way to
How
like talk to him. Like I
There's no
wanted to,
chat?
huh?
There's no chat.
No, like it I just don't have there was no I have headphones that hook into the port of the phone.
Yeah, but
I
have
don't
no
have
mic.
aux. Like if I would have had just regular headphones with an aux cord, oh yeah, we would have been chatting it up.
Would you have asked him, so like, hey, why are you saying this?
I would have, I like to milk situations. So I don't know what I would have done, but it would have been for my amusement.
Do you ever feel anger
I don't know.
in general?
That is a great question. And the
Really?
crazy thing was, he thought that because I wasn't saying anything, but I couldn't say anything because I did not have any term of communication to get to him. But he was thinking, he was like, "Oh, you must have Down syndrome because you're not talking." Yes, literally. He literally was saying because I'm not responding to him.
Is that what he
Because
said?
then when I took the lead, he was like, "Oh, those bleep lips are probably about to start yapping anytime soon." And I was like, "Holy
How old did
shit."
this person sound?
20,
What?
21, 20, 19. He wasn't young. I called Kane and he was just cracking up because it's like, I mean, at that point of ignorance, you can't even get mad. Like it's not even like it's honestly like absolutely just mind blowing to me. Well, this this Caucasian woman who was probably she was a senior in high school at the time, I guess. We were all hanging out at this party, and I got the impression that she was flirting with the African American male. So I make the comment after she says something. I'm like, "Oh, I see you." And she literally stops, looks at me and goes, "Oh, I can't do that." And I was like, "Do what?" And she goes, "It's against my religion to mix race."
What's your religion?
That's literally what. Wow. Okay, you're playing me. I'll be Ronnie. It's against my religion to mix race.
What's your religion?
Southern Baptist.
Speechless because
Bro,
not
bro,
in
I was
the Bible
literally
at all.
I was like, this is 2017.
I
And
mean,
this woman tells me that and I said, "Who taught you that?" She said, "They say it at Bible study all the time." I said,
and then
Trying
you
to find.
say, guess what? I'm a Southern Baptist too, and I believe
"No."
in.
I literally said, "Ron," I said, "Woman, do you realize that the only reason people have different pigmentation is due to how far away they are from the equator?" And
No, and
I pulled
she's
up a map. No, it blew her mind. She didn't. She had no clue. Like this woman was literally she didn't know. So I literally pulled up the y- world map, and it has like average skin tone from the equator, and you can see it dark, and as it goes further away from the equator, it just keeps getting lighter and lighter and lighter. And it was just crazy though. Like just the bigotry of it all is honestly insane.
I think it's just because everybody's dumb. I think that's where bigotry. Well,
No, I mean, but that is the crazy thing about American slavery. I was driving this guy and he brought up a good point because he said slavery has happened all over the world. Yes, we all get that. But American slavery is
it's
the
very
only time that the rich convinced the poor that they were better than another race just because of that. Like it's usually classism. They'll like it's all rich against all poor. But in America, they switched it to where the rich convinced the poor whites like, "Hey, it's okay to be broke and country as hell, but at least you're not black." And they just took it and ran with it. Like, I mean, it's evil genius. Like, it's actually pretty smart. Like, it's a pretty smart move, but Sheesh, these people are crazy, man. And the crazy thing is, people don't even realize that it's all just mixing anyways. So, like, by the time 2050, like, by the time we're grandparents, the average American's just gonna be mixed. Like, there won't be.
My kid is surely going to be.
Well, way to help. Way to help the cause. What about you, Ollie P?
To be determined. It could go any direction.
It could go in any direction, man.
I
So,
mean, we hope that it goes in the right direction, but hey, I understand. I was worried that I was gonna end up with a white man and end up with a white baby, but
Wait, sorry, what's this? Leviticus not white?
I mean, he's a little brown.
Leviticus is Cuban.
He's
So, that
cute.
is definitely not white.
Okay, so
That's not true.
my friend who you
What's
know,
not true?
When I was in Miami, people were telling me I looked Cuban. Cubans can be white.
it can
Well, I
be.
mean, technically, anyone can be white because white is not real. So it's just like it's a way of life.
No,
Because
it's not.
even, no, it
There's
is. When they came to America, only English people were considered white.
listen.
Irish people, when they came to America, they were getting shit on. They weren't
Okay,
considered
open this
white.
man out, and we're gonna look at it. We're gonna.
No, that's what I'm saying is it doesn't have anything to do with that. Like it's not a real thing. So like Irish people when they came to America were called dirty, whatever the words they used for Irish people, but they weren't white. Like they weren't considered white.
You know what's interesting about whiteness is whenever I was in Kuwait talking with my sister-in-law at the time, I don't know how we came upon the subject, but she was like, "Oh, well, I am white." And I was just like, "Yeah." But in my head, I'm like, "No." Like,
But
I mean,
that's what I'm saying is like it's not real. None of it, like black or white, is not real.
I
There's a
mean,
great
by American standard, she would not be considered white, I don't think. I don't know.
Oh,
But
back to the ball too. Your barrister's ball. I met an Indian man who literally told me the story of an Indian man who came to America and literally went all the way to the Supreme Court to consider himself white so that he could get certain um loans because he was like, I'm not black, so I can be white. And they were like, nah. They shut that down. He did not pass. But it is an actual Supreme Court like ruling.
I mean, at the end of the day, color is what it is. Indian people are brown. Okay, now my ex sister-in-law had a point. She was very light. She would not be white in my understanding of what white is, but um Indian, I've never seen like a white, like light-skinned Indian in my life. So,
And
I mean,
that's what I'm saying is like it goes further. Like there's a documentary on Netflix called From the Start and all it talks about is the origin of the term white. The documentary's nuts though. Cuz even the term black was never used until 1440. Before 1440 there was no one ever used the term black to discover like to talk about a person's like skin.
you know what? Speaking of oppression, I was oppressed today
Why?
because, well, I told y'all I'm looking at land, blah blah blah. I had already been in contact with a builder who would deliver a pre-built home right to the lot of land. Okay, so I called the bank today because I'm trying to set everything in motion. And then the guy's like, I don't know, he was talking to me like I'm a fucking idiot. Like, okay, I'm coming to you because I need information. That doesn't mean I'm a total ignoramus. Like, anyway, the type of loan that I was initially asking for was going to be a construction loan to pay for both the land and the house. But that is a very demanding loan that requires you to pay like 10% upfront of the total loan, which is in flux because I don't know all the expenses yet. but I said I'm not going over 300,000, which would be 30,000 down. That's not gonna happen. So anyway, I was like, okay, well, if that's the case, then I have to just figure this out, get a different type of loan, like acquire this land another way. And he's like, there is no other way, like trying to make me feel like an idiot. And then I'm like, no, there is a way. I can have a land loan and buy a piece of land. That's not a construction loan. And then just bite this project off in chunks, like get the land first, prepare the foundation, and then go in for a loan for the house. Anyway, he was like, "Oh yeah, 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 let's blah blah." And I'm like, "Huh?" I don't know. It really fucking pissed me off. On top of dealing with him today, getting pulled over, I'm done. I'm literally done.
Mhm.
So there's that. Well, I have some Indian food sitting on my table. It's crazy that I haven't eaten it yet. So,
Indian
Yeah,
food.
so we're at an hour. So I think that we should meet, or we can even record it and like discuss like what Idaho is and like what our vision is for this like radio show. Because I feel like I have like kind of a different idea than what we've been doing, but I want to like all be on the same page and like hear your perspectives too.
what is your idea briefly?
So basically, Ashun, you and I, this was just a phone call between best friends, just catching up about like our lives. And to me, that's the differentiating factor is that it's just a phone call and we're just like talking about our lives because it's so random, it's entertaining, it's niche, and people will be filling in the blanks as they listen along because obviously they don't know our whole lives. I think if we continue on this path of just talking about like whatever subject comes up, like politics, hot topics, at that point, it's just any other podcast. I think that can be incorporated in like the natural conversation of things, but I don't think that we need to meet if there's really nothing that's developing in our own personal lives that like we want to talk about. Like I don't think we have to meet every week to talk about what Kamala just did. Like I think what is even IHO if it's just hot topics? I
But
don't know.
okay, I agree. But I feel like I would be maybe ranting to my friends about whatever made me mad in politics or something. So
No,
I
we would and we will because that's just the natural evolution of a conversation. But I think we should not meet just because of that. Like, I don't know. I liked how you and I, like, Kuloone for context, Ashton and I started this podcast actually like 2022. And it was like mostly just us talking about our love lives. And we would talk about stuff that was happening in the world and, other parts of our lives. But that
Well,
was cool.
technically, I started the conversation because I've never won bingo, and I completely.
Yeah. And I knew that. And I recognized that.
So that
I
was what
guess.
happened in my life.
this thing can be edited down to the point that it's a little bit of politics or a little bit of blah blah blah,
Hmm.
and then just kind of like change topics kind of quickly post edit.
Yeah.
But
I
I think that we should. I mean, you can definitely like ask more questions of what's going on in each other's lives
Yeah. I
instead of.
think when we're starting to do things like looking up stuff on the computer and like verifying facts, then we're like kind of becoming a different kind of podcast. I don't know.
Okay, we'll do better next time.
No, I just wanted to like hear what y'all thought. Like if,
No, I
but
agree.
like do you see what I'm saying? Like we have to be different and special and I think the original idea when we started in 2022 was very cool and unique. And
Yeah.
I want to stay true to that like essence of like we're long distance best friends. We're just talking about our personal lives and then whatever else fills in. And at least this episode was kind of the inverse of that, with the exception of Kuloone starting off the conversation.
But that's what I mean is like Ashton finding the book.
That is her day. I'm not
So
saying
that
we can't talk about that. Like we have to and we will. But I just like what I'm saying is we don't have to meet once a week if there's like nothing, I don't know, no monumental thing that happened in someone's life. I don't know.
I got a ticket, I found a book, and I have Indian food here. And my banker pissed me off. He's not even my banker. He's just some fucking guy.
I think he was mad because he wished he had thought of it first.
Isn't this your job? Aren't you supposed to be the expert? Why am I the one being like, no, I can totally. It makes me wonder if he was just trying to take advantage of my lack of expertise and just be like, oh, you don't know shit. I'm just going to tell you got to do it this way or not at all. Fuck you.
Probably.
I was
Yeah.
so pissed off. Like, it was hard to recover from that. And, like, in my head, I'm like, okay, you're gonna be a lawyer. You're gonna have like such intense opposition, like going forward. You can't let something like this, like, really, really, really bother you. But it's just like somebody talking to me like I'm an idiot.
Yeah, like you're an idiot and like you're also trying to get something that you want for your own life and he's telling you that you can't and it's just like, are you evil?
Or are you dumb? Or are you both? Or like, what's your deal? Well, I love you guys. I'm gonna eat dinner.
Kuloone, are you okay?
No, I just heard a crazy noise outside and I don't know what it was. But I was also thinking to mention that I took Koba to the vet today and I've never taken a pet, like I've never taken an animal to the vet ever, and I had to do it by myself.
It's a lot, right?
And the vet I think he gets off to the animals.
Stop.
Okay, hold on. You should have started with this.
Yeah, this.
This was a 911 I home. Let's meet now.
What are you talking about?
No, because he's a weirdo, and he also does like, for instance, when me and Cleo took Ace before he passed to this same vet, we had never seen a vet take the thermometer, take the temperature through the anus.
Oh,
That's
that they definitely do that.
No, I
They
mean they
definitely
do
do
it,
that.
but not all the time.
Well,
yes, I do. That's all I've ever seen.
Oh, okay.
how else would you get a animal's temperature?
They have different ways.
Like what?
I don't know. I'm just telling you that she definitely felt she, she definitely felt
Yeah, and
she
he's
definitely felt uncomfortable. She definitely felt like, because even the dog was like, she was like,
of course.
I've taken him to the vet all the time, and that is the first time that they've ever done that.
Kuloone, let
Well,
me
what
ask.
are the other ways they get the temperature? I'm confused.
I'm not an animal person, so I can't answer that for you.
Okay, Kuloone, I have a very pressing question. Do you feel anything for this dog in your home?
I love Koba.
You love Koba. Since when?
What do you mean?
Because you said that you have this problem like connecting with animals and Koba hasn't been in your life that long, so I'm shocked.
Right. Is it because he's a baby?
Or is it because you ran over that squirrel and that fixed you?
No, it was like more. No, this is like I took him to the vet today by myself, and he was good. He did a good job. He was such a good boy. And see,
Did you love him from the start, or did you start loving him today?
Because he's a good boy.
he
At
was a
what
good boy.
point did you have feelings for this dog? Is what I want to know.
I mean, I wouldn't even say that. Like, obviously, I don't know, man. I don't like that question because it's like when people lose their shit after, like, okay, you're buying this animal and you know the life
Yeah,
expectancy
what was the price?
of what?
The animal?
Like 1600?
Christ almighty. What a
Oh,
waste.
no, Rottweilers are,
Continue.
yeah, it's a Rottweiler. You're not about to, this isn't we didn't go to the Humane Society and get this. This is
Oh,
we
well,
got
I got
papers.
mine
We
from
know,
the
we have
street.
lineage. We literally have papers to know great great grandfathers came from here, here, here. It
Is
is a
that really
legit.
necessary?
I mean, that's what breeders do. That's why they can sell their dogs for $2,000.
And I was asking, is it necessary to you and your girlfriend? But
No, I
anyway,
mean it's dope because Koba is actually Ace's nephew.
That's cute. I would love to have had Chai's sister, but
But you know what I mean? Like it's crazy because Ace died, and then we somehow like luckily got 25%. Like he
mhm.
has traits that you look at and you're like, oh wow, that's
Yeah,
like what Ace would do.
yeah,
But
for
no,
sure.
my whole thing when it comes to like the emotional connection is when people like a Rottweiler or any animal has a life expectancy and you know that. So when it gets to the point where it's like time to it's about to die, even with humans, like I don't know, it's like when people like freak out like, "Oh my gosh, I don't know what I would do without." It's like you knew this was going to happen.
It's impossible to reconcile the fact that we're gonna lose everything and everyone we have. Like, come on.
Uh, I don't know. When it
When I
comes to animals,
was my first,
especially because you're just going to buy another one as well.
okay, it's time for me. It's really time for me to log off. This guy doesn't get it.
What?
I want to eat my dinner, so I love you.
You literally cannot just leave me off
You
on a
know what? This is a good conversation for our next meeting because we all have animals and I have one that's 15 years old and I have some feelings about it as well. So,
No,
There's
I
a
mean
lot.
you have feelings about it, but like 15?
yeah, she's going to be 16 on August 3rd. Her birthday's next weekend.
Don't say anything stupid, Kuloone, because I feel it coming.
I
Yeah.
wasn't gonna
We're
say
going
anything.
to.
I'm just saying that one, yeah, yeah. Iho 2024 and be
I
Wow.
duh.
Duh. Love you
edit
guys.
this, Ashtun.
Good night. What?
Right.
I said edit the hell out of this because it could be
Absolutely.
good.
Absolutely.
Thank you. Bye.